Most people walk into pawn shops with old jewelry, broken electronics, maybe a vintage watch. But these magnificent people were absolutely unhinged. Today, we're breaking down the rarest and most expensive weapons ever brought into Pawn Stars.
So what exactly is this?
This is an original Nepalese Bira gun.
Less than 25 exist worldwide. This hand-cranked machine gun never once fired a single shot in actual combat.
I'm a gun collector and I work in the firearms industry, and this Bira gun fell into my lap.
At 1,100 pounds, this isn't just rare. It's a full mechanical beast that took multiple men just to transport it.
I mean, the machining looks nice. And how much do you want for it?
I am asking $30,000.
The internal craftsmanship was entirely handmade in Nepal. No factory, no assembly line, just one obsessed engineer and raw ambition.
Let me call up a friend, let me get him down here. I just want him to look at this thing, confirm it's old enough for me to buy it.
Here's the thing, if this gun was made even 1 year too late, Rick couldn't legally buy it without federal paperwork.
So I called in the guy with all the answers, Mark Hall Patton.
This is nice, a Bira. I've seen pictures of this gun before.
Mark Hall Patton is a museum administrator who studies weapons for a living. Even he had never seen one outside of photographs.
Yes, they were only made in 1896 and 1897.
All right, sweet.
2 years of production, globally. That's what makes this not just rare, but arguably the rarest functional weapon ever brought to Pawn Stars.
The Nepalese, a man named Gahendra, was able to smuggle in an American Gardner gun out of England into Nepal.
Gahendra Shumsher literally smuggled a Gardner gun out of England into Nepal, then rebuilt it from memory into something entirely different.
120 rounds of this ammunition, which I brought today. This is a Martini Henry ammunition. Look at the size of that round.
That Pan magazine holds 120 rounds of Martini Henry ammunition, the same cartridge that devastated entire armies during colonial-era warfare.
Nice. Nice.
Watching a 130-year-old weapon perform perfectly after sitting untested for decades, that's not restoration. That's a miracle.
Hey, here we go. This is awesome.
Rick has bought swords, cannons, and wartime relics, but this reaction, completely unscripted. This gun genuinely broke his poker face.
The market value for these is about $27,500.
Okay.
That engraved plaque is written in Devanagari script, directly linking this weapon to the Nepalese royal arsenal of the 1890s.
Sweet. I am like a kid in a candy store. This is like one of the coolest guns I've ever bought in my life.
A $7,500 discount on one of the rarest weapons ever to exist. Not bad. But the Bira gun wasn't the only jaw-dropping weapon to walk through those pawn shop doors.
Earlier, a guy brought in a black powder peg leg gun that he says is from the early 1800s.
A pirate weapon in a Vegas pawn shop. Even Corey thought it was a movie prop until the expert showed up.
So I brought in my buddy Alex to help me out with this thing. I mean, I'm looking at this thing and frankly, I'm stumped.
Rick Harrison has bought swords, cannons, and wartime relics. But even H.E. admitted being completely stumped by this one immediately.
We have the Swiss Army knife of pirate legs.
The Swiss Army knife of pirate legs? That's genuinely how Rick described it, and honestly, that's underselling it.
We have the Swiss Army knife of pirate legs.
Alex Cranmer has handled thousands of military antiques professionally. If H.E.'s visibly stunned, something extraordinary just entered the building.
The lock, it's got the Crown GR for King George. King George died in 1820, so...
That Crown GR stamp is a British royal proof mark. It legally confirms this weapon predates 1820, making it over 2 centuries old.
Man, this is tough.
So is it real?
Machine stitching on the cloth threw everyone off initially, but one detail on the barrel was about to change everything about this assessment.
Barrel is rifled, so if I was gonna make a movie prop...
A movie prop maker would never rifle a barrel. That's expensive, time-consuming work only done when someone actually needed to shoot straight.
Side of the barrel, and what it does is it takes a pistol ball and it spins it, sort of like a football.
Rifling spins the ball like a football spiral, dramatically increasing accuracy. Nobody adds that to a costume piece. Nobody.
Pipes for the ramrod in a Brown Bess musket.
Those ramrod pipes, recycled directly from a Brown Bess musket. Even the spare parts used were battlefield-grade British military equipment.
The bottom of your pant came down to the ankle. You have no idea that there was a pistol in there.
With trousers on, nobody would suspect a loaded firearm was inches from their face. Concealed carry, brutal, brilliant, 1800s style.
Lever and the pistol discharges.
Pull one small lever and the pistol discharges instantly. No drawing, no warning, just a wooden leg that suddenly ends your enemy.
Shooting like a handheld rocket?
Alex planned to use reduced powder and a smaller ball. Even the expert was genuinely nervous about firing a 200-year-old concealed weapon.
Because this is a close-range weapon. There's no way to aim this.
Cantaloupes were chosen as targets because this was purely a close-range weapon designed to be fired at point blank, not across a battlefield.
Yes!
A 200-year-old hidden leg pistol fired perfectly on the very first attempt. That cantaloupe never stood a single chance whatsoever.
It fires. Yes!
The hole through that cantaloupe confirmed everything. This wasn't a prop. This wasn't a replica. This was a fully functional pirate weapon.
There's no other peg-leg gun out there to compare.
Rick immediately called it a showpiece, something customers would line up to photograph. That instinct alone told you the deal was happening.
I'm looking at 15.
No. There's no money to be made.
Rick opened at $8,000 against a $15,000 ask. Dennis didn't flinch once he knew exactly what he was sitting on.
You go 9? This is a thing that looks great in the showcase.
Neither man was willing to walk away. When both sides want the deal equally, the middle ground always wins every single time.
When I first came in here, I'm the one that's laughing now.
These weapons didn't just survive history, they walked into a pawn shop and blew everyone's minds. If you want more breakdowns like this, hit subscribe, drop a like, and comment below which weapon you'd want in your collection.
Unleashing a tempest of pent-up frustration, the usually composed Times employees found themselves engulfed in a fiery storm of anger on the set of Pawn Stars, in a dramatic clash of worlds. Buckle up and prepare for a tumultuous journey as we delve into the explosive clash that left Harrison and the Times employees locked money on useless items. Welcome to the storm that unfolded when the Times employees Harrison got furious on Pawn Stars. The best one had to be listed first today. This man named Randy walked into the store with a huge-ass vending machine. He believes that his machine is from the 1940s.
Candy?
Yes, sir.
You know who loves candy, right? This guy.
Well, chum, we know your love for candies. But is this deal as sweet as them? This machine sure has Chum's heart, but Randy doesn't even know if it works, and neither does he have the keys to it. Well, let us look into what Chum thinks about it and whether he thinks it would be worth the cost.
Just taking a look at it, I mean, it looks pretty rough shape. There's a lot of rust on it.
It sure needs a good restoration, but Randy wants $1,000 for it. Man, it already needs so much work to be done. I personally don't think it's worth investing so much, but who am I to suggest? Oh, how the chum had been schooled by experience. A lesson etched deep into the fibers of his being. Scarred by past misjudgments and Rick's scoldings, he now approached each decision with newfound caution. But hold on to your seats, for the words that spilled from the expert's lips were nothing short of astonishing. Get ready to be astonished, for the expert's revelation is nothing short of extraordinary.
Okay. Whoa.
Oh boy. Right? The guts are missing. So what this needs...
Man, it is empty inside. All the mechanisms are missing. The expert saved Chum's ass today on this one. The expert adds that in this condition, the machine is max $300. Whoa, that was a low blow for Randy, it seems. He cannot believe the price dropped from $1,000 to just $300.
Up and running and painted, obviously.
4,500.
4,500. Okay.
Well, this machine is asking too much. Chum noticed it and got the bargain straight from $1,000 to $75. And they just shook hands on $100. But a deal is a deal. Let's see how Chum restored it and made it a good sales machine for his own bars.
Whoa! Holy chum bar!
Check it out, right?
That is freaking awesome.
Whoa, the machine is brand new again. No one can even imagine how it was before. And I know you're thinking no one got furious here. But hey, the video doesn't end here. You see, Rick was not so happy about the sweet gift lying in the garage.
Why are your candy bars in it?
That's the gift it keeps on giving, Rick. That thing, you can sell it for $6,500 today. Dollars off it every day for the rest of its life.
Rick's fury reaches its boiling point as he directs his anger toward Chum. With intense frustration in his voice, he makes it clear that he's had enough. In a sharp and cutting tone, Rick declares that if anyone wants to get their hands on Chum's chocolate bar, they can simply take a stroll across the parking lot and purchase it directly from the store. No more concessions or accommodations. The message is clear. Rick has drawn a line in the sand, leaving Chum to face the consequences of his actions. It's a harsh ultimatum that hangs heavily in the air, leaving Chum to contemplate the future of their strained relationship. Will Chum take the opportunity to make amends, or will the rift between them widen further? Only time will tell how this explosive situation will unfold. Ah, the timeless dance of irritation between Chum and Rick, an intricate routine that never fails to provoke a symphony of exasperation. As a well-worn melody played on a perpetual loop, Chum's knack for pushing Rick's buttons has become a legendary saga of vexation and amusement. With each encounter, their interactions tread the line between exasperated sighs and affectionate eye rolls, a delicate balance that keeps the audience captivated. The sparks of frustration fly freely, igniting a wild dynamic that has become an integral part of the show's charm. So, dear observer, prepare yourself for yet another chapter in the saga of Chum and Rick's fierce relationship, where irritation and amusement intertwine in a dance that never ceases to entertain. Did you know that Chum's not just passionate about candies, he is passionate about diving as well? You can't even imagine what he buys next. He goes to buy a sailboat! Yes, you heard it right, a full sailboat. Rick was unhappy about the candy machine. You can't even imagine how he's gonna react to this deal.
Give you that. Minus a little bit of paint and, a little glue and some elbow grease, I think it's in great condition.
In the realm of high-stakes negotiations, a pivotal moment emerged when Chumlee laid his cards on the table, offering a seemingly irresistible deal for a remarkable boat priced at $7,000. But Chum couldn't agree on this price. It was too much. The air crackled with anticipation as the weight of the proposition hung in the balance, threatening to tip the scales of Rick's patience. It was a make-or-break moment that had the potential to send shockwaves through their long-standing relationship. The stakes were set, and the tension mounted like a pressure cooker nearing its boiling point. Could this be the tipping point that would send Rick over the edge, leading him to unleash his wrath upon Chumlee? The suspense was palpable, and we are eagerly awaiting the outcome of this risky transaction. Chum made a really nice bargain, and came to $3,800 as the closing price.
The boat, I realized I was gonna need somewhere to park. Since it's such a beauty, a better place than right in front of the pawn shop. All right, start right there.
Oh boy, get ready for the inevitable fireworks when Rick lays eyes on a massive boat about to be parked right in front of the pawn shop. You just know trouble's brewing. Rick's face turns crimson with anger as he witnesses the chaos ensuing in the parking lot. Shouting fills the air. Ropes are flailing about, and the situation is spiraling out of control. Now, it's up to you to decide how Rick will react. Will he burst out of the shop like a raging bull, ready to lay down the law and restore order? Or will he take a moment to cool down and approach the situation with a level head? Brace yourself for the dramatic clash that lies ahead.
What insanity do you guys have going on?
What's going on here?
But hold on, there's a twist in this tale. Chum steps forward, determined to explain his actions, and hopeful that Rick will actually commend him for his endeavors. With a mix of confidence and trepidation, Chum begins to share his motivations and the reasoning behind his seemingly chaotic actions. He lays it all out, hoping that Rick will see the brilliance behind his plan. What do you think? How will Rick respond? Will he give Chum the recognition and praise he desires, surprising everyone with his understanding and appreciation? Or will he continue to be infuriated, dismissing Chum's explanation as nothing more than an attempt to cover up his reckless behavior? Here comes a roller coaster of emotions as this captivating scene unfolds before your eyes.
I need a spot to park your 27-foot sailboat that I just bought you.
A look of profound disappointment washes over Rick's face, his eyes conveying a mixture of frustration and exasperation. He can't help but feel let down by Chumlee once again. With a raised voice, Rick unleashes his discontent, emphasizing the absurdity of the low price Chumlee has set for the boat. In a biting remark, Rick suggests that if the boat is being sold at such a bargain, one can only imagine the true condition and quality of the vessel. He acknowledges the undeniable truth that a good boat worth its weight in value would never be sold at such a low cost. The disappointment in Rick's voice is palpable as he grapples with the reality of the situation. and his frustration with Chumlee's decision-making. It's a moment that highlights the clash of expectations and the unrelenting nature of their dynamic. Poor Corey gets dragged into it for no apparent reason.
Supposed to be a manager. You handle this. We're not going to have a boat in the parking lot. Put the boat somewhere. And where I'd like you to put it, I really can't say.
Poor Chum, yet again, not appreciated for any efforts. As if the mounting list of Chum's blunders wasn't already enough to incite Rick's fury, an air of suspense fills the room as Chum finds himself teetering on the precipice of yet another foolish choice. Tension crackles in the atmosphere as we hold our breath, waiting to see if Chum will repeat his pattern of misguided decisions. The weight of anticipation hangs heavy, like a dark cloud looming overhead. In the midst of this suspenseful moment, Rick's anger simmers beneath the surface, ready to erupt like a volcano. The stakes are high, and the consequences of Chum's potential misstep could be dire. Prepare to have your mind blown. Have you ever heard of a street-legal pirate ship? No worries if you haven't, because it was a revelation for me too. Picture this: a captivating vessel that sails through the streets instead of the high seas. This audacious individual is actually selling a pirate ship that doesn't navigate water, but instead driven around during parades and events. The sheer novelty of this concept is enough to make your jaw drop. Can you imagine the spectacle of a fully decked out pirate ship roaming the streets, spreading swashbuckling cheer and captivating onlookers? It's an unconventional twist on the nautical adventure, where imagination takes flight on wheels instead of waves. A fascinating change that challenges traditional boundaries and sparks the imaginations of all who encounter it.
For a ship, you can actually drive 60 miles an hour on the highway. This is awesome.
In a moment of anticipation, Chum captures a picture of the pirate ship and eagerly sends it to Rick, seeking his seal of approval. It's no secret that Chumlee's heart is set on acquiring this extraordinary vessel. However, Rick's response reveals a familiar pattern. He doesn't always share Chum's level of enthusiasm. Despite Chumlee's unwavering excitement, Rick's support wavers, casting a shadow of doubt over Chum's aspirations. Nevertheless, amidst the uncertainty, Chumlee embarks on an unforgettable adventure on the ship, immersing himself in a world of whimsy and joy. The pirate ship becomes a catalyst for moments of pure bliss as Chumlee discovers a sense of freedom and exhilaration that he has never experienced before. It's a testament to the power of chasing dreams, even in the face of skepticism. Join Chumlee as he embraces the sheer thrill of sailing on that ship, creating memories that will last a lifetime.
If I can make a deal, Rick will think I'm the man.
As the wind tousled Chumlee's hair and the weather played its part, a symphony of elements converged to enhance his adoration for the float even further. Each gust of wind whispered its approval as if urging him to embrace the exhilaration that danced in the air. The perfect weather conditions seemed to align, creating an enchanting atmosphere that heightened his connection with the pirate ship. With every passing moment, Chumlee's affection for the vessel grew as if it were infused with magical essence. In the midst of it all, Chumlee savored the joy and freedom that enveloped him, cherishing the sensation of pure bliss as he sailed through the streets on the ship that had captured his heart. As Chumlee eagerly awaits Rick's response, hoping for validation and support, his heart sinks when he reads the crushing words that appear on his screen. Rick's text delivers a blow that pierces Chumlee's enthusiasm, leaving his spirit wounded and his dreams deflated. The message, like a dagger to the heart, shatters the joy and optimism Chumlee had been clinging to. The heartbreaking reality sets in as he realizes that Rick's words don't align with his own deep-rooted passion for the pirate ship. It's a moment of profound disappointment as Chumlee grapples with the stark contrast between his own excitement and Rick's lack of endorsement. Emotions swirl within him: hurt, confusion, and a tinge of resentment.
I'm sure he's not going to buy it. He doesn't have any money on him.
But he's an idiot.
Amidst the tangled web of desires and concerns, Corey possesses a keen understanding of Chumlee's nature. He recognizes that once the request to abstain is made, Chumlee is unlikely to proceed with the purchase. In this aspect, Rick's fears find resonance in Corey's assessment. The rational part of their minds acknowledges the validity of Rick's concerns. Even if Chumlee were to succumb to impulsive desires and make a foolish decision, the stark truth remains: the price of the pirate ship far surpasses his financial means. It looms above his allowance like an insurmountable hurdle, a barrier that cannot be breached without dire consequences. The clash between longing and practicality creates a dilemma that Chumlee must confront head-on. Will he heed the warnings and let go of the unattainable dream? Or will he risk it all in pursuit of his heart's desire? The outcome hangs precariously in the balance, as Chumlee grapples with the weight of responsibility and the allure of the forbidden. The owner wanted $250,000 for it. Man, that is a little too much. The last bargain he could agree on was $190,000, man. That is still so much money. Chumlee was so sure that Rick would want to get it, until he checks his phone.
Do not buy the float.
'Cause you're not going to buy it. He doesn't have any money on him. But he's an idiot.
Do not buy the float. 'Cause you're not going to 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 buy the flo
That was Rick, my boss.
Man had been driving Chumlee around all of the efforts and explaining it. And all for what, man? Just to get rejected on a text message?
Whatever. Oh, sorry, man.
Man, I really feel so bad for Chumlee. Everyone gives an attitude to my boy here, and he just takes it all. Well, enough of Chumlee. Sometimes even Rick makes a mistake, and the great Harrison is not at all happy about this one. A captivating scene unfolds as Bill strides into the store, his presence immediately catching the attention of the Pawn Stars crew. In his possession, he carries a Wells Fargo strongbox, an intriguing artifact that exudes a sense of mystery and historical significance. As if that weren't enough, he adds to the spectacle by unveiling antique balls and chains, further piquing the curiosity of everyone present. Bill, confident in his offering, sets the price at a hefty $2,000. A sum that raises eyebrows and sets the stage for a fascinating negotiation.
We got a Wells Fargo strongbox and some antique ball and chain.
Okay, you do have a...
The anticipation builds as the Pawn Stars team contemplates the value and potential of this unique collection. Will they be able to strike a favorable deal that satisfies both Bill's expectations and their own interests? With his vast knowledge and years of experience, Rick's expertise comes to the forefront as he steps into the bargaining arena. Determined to navigate the deal without relying on external advice, confident in his abilities, he draws upon his extensive understanding of historical artifacts and market trends to assess the true value of Bill's offering. Rick's sharp mind is like a well-honed tool, dissecting the details and uncovering the hidden gems within the collection. As the negotiation unfolds, his eloquence and persuasive arguments come alive, revealing a masterful display of wit and intellect. Rick's knowledge becomes a formidable weapon, allowing him to strike a delicate balance between fair pricing and maximizing the potential of the transaction. It's a testament to his experience and a showcase of his ability to thrive in the world of bargaining, showcasing the power of a sharp mind in the pursuit of a favorable deal.
Electrically welded. See how these have arcs from an arc welder?
Sure, okay.
Okay, and my other big concern?
As Rick utters the phrase "other concern," a flicker of suspicion dances in his eyes, indicating that there may be more at play than just the handcuffs. His discerning gaze scrutinizes the items within the Wells Fargo strongbox, sensing something amiss. What could it be? A forged antique? A replica masquerading as a genuine artifact? The anticipation mounts, and the negotiation takes an unexpected turn as Rick dives deeper into his investigation. Determined to unveil the secrets concealed within the box, Rick further adds that the box might actually be real, but the stuff in it is absolutely not, so that made him a little concerned about it, to which the man explains that the stuff was not in the box. He just kept it all in there.
You always see a Wells Fargo strongbox and an old Hollywood Western, so this will definitely get a lot of interest from collectors.
The bargain started at $1,200, but hey, we know Rick. He is damn good at bargains. He finally sealed the deal at $450. But obviously, we need a piece of expert advice over here. Mark, the man with all his knowledge and his beard, is called back to the store.
Have you already bought this?
That sounds bad.
Mark further tells Rick the bad news. It was a complete fake.
Damn it, Rick.
Looks like Harrisons get pissed off on this show. But hey, another day, another lesson to be learned, right? So these were the times employees Harrison got furious on Pawn Stars. Which one do you think was the worst decision made today? Let us know in the comments down below. And if you liked our content, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Catch you later, guys. Today, we're diving into the wild world of Pawn Stars, where deals aren't always friendly. Picture this. You're waiting for your cab. It arrives, and bam! A pirate ship vehicle pulls up. Believe it or not, folks, pirate ships are real. How cool is that?
Shiver me timbers.
Let's dig into more detail. Buck's mischievous grin invited the pawn shop guy to inspect his street-legal pirate ship, leaving him in disbelief at the ship rolling on the road. Chumlee, intrigued, joined Buck for a spin, both eagerly anticipating Rick's mysterious response. Buck, bursting with enthusiasm, showcased every detail, building suspense for Rick's impending reaction, creating a thrilling wait.
Woo! I'm on a boat! What's up, ladies?
As we explore the boat's details, prepare to be mesmerized. Buck's turned it into a luxurious entertainment-packed ship with TV and laser beams. Buck's living in a fantasy, folks. He bumped the price to $250,000, leaving Chumlee stunned with a $100,000 offer. Bargaining ensues, but hold on. Rick's entering the scene. Things are about to get even more interesting, don't you think?
Oh, that's bull. Whatever. Oh, sorry.
$250,000 for a pirate ship? Buck storms off in anger. But if you're in the market, he's your guy. Ahoy, mateys! Now, speaking of high prices, would you consider a $5,000 spectacle? Mr. Vital tempts Corey and Chum Lee with a priceless 18th century onyx diamond and platinum flip spectacles. Who needs such luxury just to read? Ponder on that, folks.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, what's happening?
I've got something here which I think is pretty spectacular.
A magnifying glass.
No, it's better than that. Bam! That is 18th century onyx.
As Vital claims $5,000 for the onyx specs, Corey and Chum Lee reconsider. Expected, right? Still stuck on the price? Time to move on. Corey seeks Rick's advice, and here's where it gets intriguing. Rick's jewelry expertise makes Vital's price take a U-turn, slamming down from $5,000 to a mysterious $700. Wonder what Rick knows.
Probably 1920s, the whole Art Deco style. This was what was popular during the time period. Spectacles were probably first invented in the 13th century.
This made Vital get really disappointed. Actually, that disappointment is acceptable, isn't it? The bargaining continued, and at last, at $850, Rick walked away as Vital stood disheartened. Does this help Rick or Corey or Chum Lee to negotiate better?
Cheers. Thanks.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right, I'll meet you down over here at the counter.
All right, appreciate it.
Antiques. Antiques are quite breathtaking and valuable. It does offer us millions and billions of cash, only if it's authentic. Let's meet a guy who tries to sell a fake 1888 Perseus and Pegasus statue by Emily Pacall. Who isn't fascinated by the great Greek mythology? The fables and morals are indeed captivating. One morning, a gentleman approaches Rick with an 1888 Perseus and Pegasus statue by Emily Pacall. Rick is astounded in seeing that artifact and claimed that if that's an original, it is indeed worth thousands. Wow, can you imagine, folks? One day you have a valuable artifact, the next second you have an I'm rich kind of moment. Something worth imagining, right, guys?
How you doing, gentlemen?
Oh, pretty good.
I have a bronze statue I'd like to sell.
Do you know much about it?
I don't know what to tell you about that.
The man listens patiently to Rick's captivating mythology theories and facts. Moments of calmness pass, but then the atmosphere shifts. Rick drops a bombshell. The artifact isn't an original, but a recast. Things escalate before you can guess, and even security hovers on the edge. Dramatic, isn't it, folks?
1930s, died around 1915. He did a lot of mythological stuff.
It escalated way too fast, and the man was done and stormed off the place cussing Rick and the other men. People were surprised, but it was a regular day for Rick. Rick's life is quite adventurous and fun, isn't it, guys? Let's research more about Rick's day-to-day meetings, shall we? Photographs are said to be the doors to the past. We live ourselves through photographs again and again. But what if the photographs are made to lie or to make money? Isn't that point of view interesting? Let's meet a man who uses the photograph of great Abraham Lincoln and Mary Todd Lincoln to make $1 million. On a pleasant day, Rick gets a potential seller who's going to surprise him and us all with his possessed item and the strange demand.
Good.
So here we go.
Gorgeous. It's supposed to be Abraham Lincoln and Mary Todd Lincoln.
Chum Lee grows suspicious of the Abraham Lincoln and Mary Todd Lincoln photograph. Surprising? Not really. Rick steps in, emphasizing the need for a master's eye before sealing the deal. Confusion ensues, prompting Rick to call in Maureen, an expert. Maureen declares the photo illegitimate, sparking tension between Rick and the seller. Spicy, right? Now, the absurd unfolds. The seller demands a whopping $1 million for the photograph, leaving the crew and us, the audience, utterly speechless. The man has left us hanging. What's really going on here?
In 10 years. Honest to God.
I know, you think this is worth $1 million.
Isn't that correct, guys? Anyways, Rick didn't encourage the guy, which led to the repercussions between them. He took the big leap and faded away from the scene of action. Is greed an important factor in this, or are the sellers genuine in their prices? A lesson for you guys. One shouldn't be dumb enough to be this greedy. Fascinated by weapons, right, guys? Guns top the list. Now, picture this. You invest all your savings in a pistol, only to find out it's a fake. Ouch, that's gonna sting. Watch how this man loses himself on realizing that he bought a fake flintlock for $800.
What do we got? We have a 1763 French flintlock pistol.
Okay, remember it?
Absolutely.
Corey is approached by a man with a cool-looking flintlock pistol. This dude wants $1 grand for this pistol. Who can blame him, guys? The pistol does tell some brave stories. This guy is so passionate about the pistol, such that he explains how the gun works. Isn't it always fascinating how people are so interested in these fields? So this man expects $1 grand from it, but things are gonna change soon. The specialist claims that the pistol only costs $75 to $100. Pretty unexpected, right folks? This crushed the man. He saw his life stuck for a while. He couldn't believe anything he heard then.
The thing is a fake.
Poor guy, he asked again and again for confirmation, but nothing could change the reality. Let's dig more to confirm whether anyone else gets this reality check, shall we, folks? Next up, we can meet a kid who demands an unreasonable price for a Hudson Bay Gorget. Gorgets were used during the ancient days by the soldiers. Kind of interesting that people had used many things during the medieval age that still have an impact on the younger generation, right guys?
What's going on, son?
I've got a Hudson Bay Gorget made probably around the 1700s.
Hey, Rick.
This young man shows the Hudson Bay Gorget to Rick. Rick immediately recognizes that it's from the 1700s. But is it for real? Let's find out. The small dude asked $100,000 for the neck piece, which shocked Rick. Just like how we're sitting now. Try to focus, guys. Let's see how the deal is gonna go down. Rick politely disagrees with his demand and gives him a clear clarification on why with proper reasoning. Things heated up as the young man started cussing at Rick.
All right, have a nice day. That guy, I think he just thinks I'm some punk kid.
Rick returns the Hudson Bay Gorget politely, and the guy is angry and rude. He finds his way out himself while cussing and being angry at Rick. See, folks, realities are hard to swallow, but that's the way it works. Isn't it true, people? Things are getting more and more interesting as we dig more about these incidents, right guys? Let's travel more. A piece of metal molded into a shape and is attractive. Yes, it's a ring. They are aesthetic and beautiful, but what if it costs $13,000? Let's see what happens during this encounter. One day, a client arrives at Rick's shop claiming that he owns a 1995 Atlanta Braves World Series ring. As the name suggests, the ring was gorgeous and was indeed a pleasure to the eye. The ring was so bright that it almost made Corey go blind for a little while. Let's see how. The ring was so fascinating that it captured the immediate attention of Corey and Chum Lee, and they identified it quickly. Sports enthusiasts, huh? They exchanged their knowledge about the game, then the ring. They instantly felt a connection because of their craze on sports. Let's see till when the connections last. I'm sure that the journey will be interesting. Let's go on. Corey and Chum Lee found something that suddenly changed that friendly atmosphere among them.
Do you have it, the ring?
It's a staff ring.
Okay.
I know there's a huge difference in price between the staff.
Yes, you heard it right. The ring didn't belong to the players. Instead, it belonged to the staff. Therefore, it's not the original player's ring. This made the client uncomfortable. They called down an expert to confirm the price and authenticity. Things are about to get more tense. Sit tight, guys. Client claimed that he expects $13,000 for the ring, but the expert confirmed that the ring only cost $800. Shocked, right? Then the client became furious and he claims that he's never going to return to the store for selling anything. He cusses the expert, Corey, and even Chum Lee.
It's a portrait coin of Julius Caesar from the month before he got assassinated.
Rome wasn't built in a single day. A familiar quote. What comes to mind? Julius Caesar, the most powerful ruler in history. Now, imagine someone claiming to have a coin with Julius Caesar's print, made just a month before his death. Even Rick was fascinated, eager to delve into the captivating details of this historical coin. A key addition, right? The man expects $4,400 for the coin, and initially Rick agrees without negotiations. But hold on, Rick consults an expert for a second opinion. Always better to consult before concluding, right? The expert drops a bomb. The coin isn't worth $4,400, but only $1 grand. Devastating for the client. As they argue and bargain, hope for more cash on the coin dwindles. The client insults Rick, furious, and storms out of the store. What really happened? The mystery remains.
This Madonna's personal daily planner and phone book from 1988, filled with unbelievable phone numbers, dates, all completely handwritten by Madonna.
Madonna's planner. Who isn't a fan of pop? Most of them are. The hype and fame are all real. What if there's a chance to own personal memorabilia of a legendary pop star of the 80s or 90s? Yes, we're gonna deal with the famous Madonna. Isn't that exciting, guys? A gentleman approaches Corey and Madonna's daily planner. Will the deal work out well, or will things go sideways? Let's find out. As the man approaches Corey, he's in hope that he can gain a reasonable amount through it. Corey proceeds to analyze the journal and realizes that it's the memorabilia of the legendary Madonna. Corey is thrilled and excited by the fact he just heard. As a fan of pop, he couldn't reject the item, but analyze it. He then continues to flip through the pages. The man and Corey further discuss the notes written in the diary. Corey started feeling like the diary was legit, that it belongs to Madonna. It was because there were dates and events that are exclusively written, which can be directly connected to her. It's indeed exciting, right guys? Corey took a safe step and consulted an expert. He came and analyzed the journal over and over. He confirmed that the diary belonged to Madonna itself. This made all three of them excited. Will the deal go smoothly? Unfortunately, the atmosphere changed when the price negotiations started. The man asked $25,000 for the journal. This made Corey rethink. He pushed down the offer all the way down to $4,000. Corey explained why he downed the offer. How would you react in this situation? Let's see how this guy dealt with it. He was annoyed and devastated on hearing the price. He even raised his voice at Corey, but there were no further negotiations on their part. Man claimed that he was insulted by the price set by Corey. He repeatedly claimed that Corey was making a big mistake, and he stormed out of the shop. You think Corey made a mistake, or was it a wise decision?
Okay.
It's a 1961 Fender Stratocaster.
Semi Mosley prototype guitar. Music and songs are indeed a part of everyone's life. Musical instruments also play a significant role in good music. What if one gets a chance to get in touch with a guitar which was originally used by the star itself? Let's see what's going to happen here. On a fine day, a man approaches Rick with a guitar. It was none other than the Semi Mosley's prototype guitar. Rick was stunned to see such a rare guitar. Seller was so enthusiastic about the guitar, he made Rick familiarize with the guitar. They both exchanged the facts that they both know about the prototype guitar. They were both equally well equipped with the facts about prototype guitar. Seller claimed that the guitar was given to him by Mosley directly during a stage program. Isn't that interesting? The star himself gave the guitar. This fact struck Rick more. They had a good conversation about the guitar, its origin, about the star, his band, etc. Rick then asked a specialist to analyze the guitar and assume its price. Seller seemed to be quite arrogant about calling a specialist. As the expert arrived, he immediately recognized the guitar and its type. He also contributed some facts about the guitar. They three had a good discussion over the item. The atmosphere seemed pretty good during that time, but changed drastically when the price negotiations began. The seller claimed that he was expecting $100,000 from the guitar. That offer was immediately turned down by Rick as well as the specialist. This made him vexed. He got furious when he heard the price. Negotiations weren't helping during this time. Things were going sideways and he stormed off. Rick and the specialist were feeling quite relaxed after he left. Do you think the guitar was worth $100,000?
I got an old Stevens shotgun, 3 triggers. It's been in the family for about 60 years. I travel around the country with my line of work, and I've been toting the shotgun around for the last 15 years.
What do you do for that?
I'm an insurance adjuster.
3-trigger shotgun. Guns are fantastic pieces of machinery. As we all know, they come in a variety of shapes and purposes. The usage of guns dates back to the ancient eras. Can you believe that the guns were a part of livelihood during the olden days? It was included in men's day-to-day activities. One day, a man approaches Corey and Chum with a unique gun. Hold on, folks. Let's see how the deal goes. Corey suddenly became captivated by the gun. Man explained the significance of the gun. It was a 3-trigger shotgun. It was one of the rarest guns in history. This invoked the spark in Chum and Corey, who isn't fascinated by the rarest of the rare gun. Let's see how they deal with this. Man gives more details about the gun to guys, its construction, design, etc. He even explains the types of metals used for making the gun and so on. Corey listens to every single detail and almost feels like the gun is legit. Chum also agrees with Corey's analysis. Corey admits that he isn't a gun expert, so he calls in a friend of his who is a specialist in this area. He came in and started analyzing the gun. He also confirms that the gun is authentic and rare. Corey and Chum thought that the gun could be a great addition to the shop and they can also make a reasonable sale. Then their situation changed. What may have happened? Let's dig more. The specialist confirms that the gun is legit and authentic, but the shotgun's condition wasn't great. This triggered a sense of fear in both the parties. The atmosphere got worse as the discussion about the price began. Man said that he was expecting $100,000 from the gun. Is that price justifiable as the gun is a rare antique? Let's find out. When the price was stated by the guy, Corey and Chum were dumbstruck. After hearing the specialist's opinion, they lowered the price to $500. This was quite insulting to him. He didn't agree to the price. Corey didn't negotiate further as he knew that it didn't price much. The man became annoyed. He left the place in anger. Was the gun really worth more? That's the question left for you folks.
I've been collecting bikes for about 20 years, and I started collecting Schwinn's like most guys do, and I just said, you know what? I want to collect something that nobody has.
Murray Bikes. Everyone has owned a bike at least once in their life. There are a lot of bike enthusiasts around the globe. One such man approaches Corey and Chum with 2 hotshot cycles. Hop on, let's see what will happen. So one fine morning, a seller comes down to the shop to sell 2 bicycles. They analyze the cycles and understand that the cycles are none other than the Murray cycles. Murray cycles are one of the legendary cycles that dated back to the 80s. They were the best-seller cycles during that era and were very popular. They were excited to see the OG unique cycles. For further clarification, the seller gave him the facts about the cycle, not only about its origin, historical values, the making, and mainly about their features. They listened to the features and examined the cycles closely. They ask if it is okay to take the cycle for a spin and so on. Things seemed pretty good and okay while they were discussing the facts about the cycles. For further clarification, also for expert opinion, Corey brings an expert and asks him to analyze. Will things run smoothly or not? Let's find out. The expert also discusses some of the facts about the cycle with the other 3. They 4 have an open heart conversation about Murray cycles. Now things are going to take a different turn. Let's see why. Corey asks the seller how much he's expecting for the cycles, and he claims that he expects around $8,000 for both the cycles. This leaves Corey in shock. As they negotiate, Corey claims he can only buy it for $3,000. The seller seems to be in distress and not willing to sign the deal. He claims that the cycles can be traded for more than the above-mentioned price. Both of them disagree, and the seller leaves the place without signing the deal. It was indeed a cycle that fascinates all of us. Maybe Corey has different ideals and also focuses on what's good in the field of business and more. So, whose reaction do you think was the worst? Make sure you leave your comments below. And if you enjoyed my video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. See you in the next one.